Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and man, what another crazy day in the market. Look, the entire world was down today. Every single market in the entire world finished in the red today. I mean, it was insane. This is a worldwide sell-off. Man, I am so excited because there is so much money to be made right now. There are so many stocks that are so cheap, and it is happening so fast. I mean, Larry Jones ran into his studio this morning. He didn't even bother to turn on the lights. He didn't even bother to take his coat off. He shows up on camera in this dark room with his coat and his scarf on, and he's huffing and puffing because he had run into the studio, and he's like, oh, I just gotta get in here, and he's taking his scarf off. He's like, I gotta tell you guys this. Hey, you guys gotta buy these stocks. I just bought these stocks, man. You guys gotta get in. You gotta buy these stocks. Yeah, but it was crazy. People are literally, it's amazing. And there's so much money to be made right now. We have so many stock picks to cover today. There is so many opportunities, so many stocks at good buy zones. So guys, I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into it. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every single day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch one video each day and you will get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. All right, before we get to today's stock picks, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor and none of the YouTubers I follow are financial advisors either. Today's video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who are wondering, I'm using the Webull desktop app in this video, and it is also the app that I use for trading. All right, let's get to today's stock picks. First up is ABML, American Battery Metals Corporation. This is a lithium battery recycler. This is a good example of how sometimes technical patterns don't work. If you bought ABML, you might have gotten stopped out today since we had a stop loss price of $3.50. And that's okay because your stop loss saved you from losing more. So now we need to figure out when this company will bottom out and when to get back in. So let's take a look at the trend line. We can see a bottom at around $2.50. So my new price points are a $3.30 buy under price, a $3 ideal buy-in price, and a $2.25 stop loss. By the way, my financial friend let us know that this is still a great company and nothing has changed fundamentally. Next up is ACIC. This is a SPAC merging with Archer. Archer is an American electric air taxi manufacturer. Ken Grace let his viewers know about this company today. He let us know that over 20 large institutions bought ACIC since the merger was announced. He gave a buy-under price of $17.50 and an ideal buy-in price of $15.80. It looks like we might get another green day on this on Friday, so I'm not sure this is going to get down to Ken Grace's price point. So I'll give you my own price points just in case you're interested in buying ACIC and haven't already. I'll give you a buy-under price of $18, an ideal buy-in price of $16.50. I'm going to let you determine your own stop loss depending upon what you're comfortable with. Just keep in mind that this has a $10 floor, meaning it can't go much below $10. Next up is ALLY. This is Ally Financial, and Chris Sain told his viewers to sell on January 27th. As soon as he said that, the stock rose 15% in 6 days. This is a great example of why we don't panic sell. That said, Chris Sain is once again telling his viewers to sell, and this time the timing is right. It's near an all-time high, and upward momentum is stalled. Now is the right time to sell ALLY. Next up is BNGO. This is Bionanogenomics. Ken and Grace let us know that 8 large institutions bought BNGO for the first time ever this week. My financial friend said that BNGO is getting to a good buy-in price. Because momentum has continued, I am raising my buy-under price to $13.50, my ideal buy-in price to $12.50, and my stop-loss price to $11.50. Next up is CAPA. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with Quantum Sci. which is a genomics company. They are also backed by ARK Invest. Richard Allen let us know about this merger announcement today, and I would recommend you watch the video he uploaded Thursday afternoon for more information on this company. As with all genomics companies, I have no clue what they actually do, but I do know that SPACs typically jump on a merger announcement and then sell off for about a week before going back up, but not always. So if you're interested in this company, I would wait until next week sometime before buying in. Just keep your eye on it in case it decides to continue to go up. Next up is CCIV. This is a SPAC rumored to be merging with Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is an American EV company and a competitor to Tesla. Stockmo reiterated his $85 merger confirmation price target. He also let us know that there was no news on CCIV today. Also, Larry Jones sold more warrants today. He is now sold out of his original investment and is only playing with house money. Next up is CLII. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with VGAC. VGAC is the nation's largest fast-charging EV station company. This is a competitor to ChargePoint, currently under the SPAC symbol SBE. Ken and Grace recommended adding CLII to your watch list. This has been dropping fast and broke below the upward momentum line today. The next level of support isn't until around $13.50, which is about 24% below Thursday's closing price. Ken and Grace said CLII is in a buy zone now, but personally, if I was holding CLII, I would sell and try to get back in under $14. So I'm going to give a buy-under price of $15.50 and an ideal buy-in price of $14.50. I'm not going to give a stop-loss price in CLII because if you do pick it up below $15, you should just hold long-term regardless of how low it goes. It can't get below $10 because $10 is the floor, and this should be a great company in the future. They are currently working with GM to triple their network by the end of 2025. Why is that important? Because remember how I gave GM as my stock pick and said that GM was going to release 30 new EVs by 2025? Well, EVgo is where you'll charge those GM vehicles nationwide. Next up is CLSK. This is CleanSpark, and they're a Bitcoin mining company. This went up 25% today after my financial friend and some other YouTubers mentioned it. Unlike MARA and RIOT that have jumped up quite a bit with this Bitcoin rally, CLSK went down because it got hit by a short seller report. But today it went up, and I think this may have been a little bit of a short squeeze. I think we'll get a sell-off tomorrow. In the long term, however, my financial friend let us know that back in January, CLSK said they were going to increase their Bitcoin mining by 60% by the end of February. So it makes sense that CLSK might be 60% higher than it was on January 20th when the news came out. On January 20th, CLSK closed at $28.32. 60% more would be $45.31. And that doesn't include the fact that Bitcoin has gone up quite a bit over the past month. Given all of that, I'm going to give a buy-under price of $35.50, an ideal buy-in price of $32, and a stop-loss price of $27. Next up is CMLF. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with Sema4, which is a genomics company. Sema4 is focused on better diagnostics of genetic diseases by combining artificial intelligence with diagnostics. Stockmo let us know that he bought CMLF today. Next up is CTRM. This is Castor Maritime, and they're a commercial shipping company. Ken and Grace let us know that they purchased another ship today, and by my math, they plan to purchase 4 more ships by the end of this year. Ken and Grace also let us know that 9 large institutions bought CTRM for the first time this week. Now, the last time I mentioned CTRM, I gave a buy-under price of $1.20. A lot of people complained that this was really low and said that my tiny YouTube channel caused the price to go down and blah blah blah. Well, guess what? It hit my buy-under price today. So congratulations to everyone who was patient and waited for CTRM to drop before getting in. Since CTRM bounced off of the support line today and finished by forming an inverted hammer, which is bullish, I'm going to raise my price points. I'm going to give a buy-under price of $1.40, an ideal buy-in price of $1.20, and a stop-loss price of $1. Next up is DBX. This is Dropbox, and Dropbox beat earnings, but not by much, and the stock was down 5% after hours. Chris Sain said that he will exit his position in DBX on Friday. He does recommend getting back in at around $21 or $22. Chris Sain also let us know that DBX plans to do a share buyback. I think they may be doing a share buyback to fend off a hostile takeover, since Chris Sain had said earlier that DBX was a good candidate for a company to buy. Now, to determine when to get back in, we look at the support levels, which on DBX are at $22.50 and $21.76. So based upon that, I'm going to give a buy-enter price of $23, an ideal buy-in price of $22.50, and a stop-loss price of $21.50. Next up is DCRB. This is a SPAC and they're merging with OZON. OZON is an American commercial hydrogen-powered vehicle manufacturer. They have delivered about 500 semis, box trucks, and buses over the past 2 years. They have already expanded to Europe, Singapore, Australia, and China. Stockmo has been looking to add a hydrogen manufacturer for a while now, and he really likes this SPAC. Stockmo thinks the Chinese market especially is going to explode because while they only have 2,700 hydrogen vehicles on the road right now, they have come out and said that they want 1 million hydrogen vehicles on the road by 2030. Keep in mind that countries do not have the infrastructure to meet the electricity demands of everybody driving electric vehicles, so it makes sense for China to invest in hydrogen vehicles as well. Stockmo said this is a risk because hydrogen is still early in development, but he said he will be buying DCRB. So if you're interested in this company, I will give you a buy-enter price of $16, an ideal buy-in price of $15.60, and a stop-loss price of $14.20. I don't have a price target on this one. If this is a short-term hold for you, then you'll want to sell right before the merger. If this is a long-term hold for you, then you'll want to hold for the next 10 years or so. Next up is EH. This is EHang, and they're a Chinese air taxi company. If you're wondering if you can get back into this now that EH has dropped back down over 20%, ZipTrader said you can buy the dip if you like, but it will take a lot longer than 1 day to get back to his $80 price target. However, if this drops back down to $50, that will be another story, and it will be a much better play at that point. Next up is FIII. This is Forum Merger 3, and they're an EV SPAC. They're merging with Electric Last Mile. Electric Last Mile is a competitor to Workhorse, currently in Asia and expanding to the USA soon with a new factory in Indiana. Rumor is that it might be selling delivery vehicles to Amazon. Larry Jones said to hold FIII. Keep in mind that this SPAC has a little less than a $10 floor, so there is very little downside to FIII. You don't even need to enter a stop loss on this one because it can't go much below $10. Next up is GM. This is General Motors, and they're an American vehicle manufacturer getting into EVs. I just wanted to give a quick update on my GM stock pick. You're getting a good deal right now, but I think you might be able to get in a little bit cheaper. We're in the middle of a huge ascending triangle right now, which is bullish. With the current dip, I'm going to lower my buy-enter price and ideal buy-in prices to take advantage of this deal on GM. I'm lowering my buy-enter price to $54, my ideal buy-in price to $50. I'm maintaining my stop-loss price of $45. Next up is HOL. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with Astra, which is an orbital space launch company. My financial friend first mentioned HOL back on February 2nd when the merger was first announced, and it closed at only $16.29. Today, Dead Inside did a more in-depth video on HOL. What separates Astra from companies like SpaceX is that Astra is focused on smaller rockets for the purpose of getting satellites into space, rather than larger rockets capable of missions to the moon or Mars. Astra's smaller rockets save companies significant amounts of money on getting their satellites into space. For that reason, Dead Inside bought HOL. It's still too early to give any price points on the stock, but if you want more information on this merger, I recommend you watch Dead Inside's video that he uploaded Thursday. Also, ZipTrader mentioned HOL today and gave a $30 price target. Next up is NIO. This is a Chinese EV manufacturer. Stockmo said he's not concerned about the recent drop on NIO because he's in it for the long term. And if you bought NIO as a long-term hold like I did, you shouldn't be concerned about the recent drop either. ZipTrader also said that this is getting back to a good deal territory, but it's not quite there yet. So if you're not in yet, I drew a bunch of support lines trying to determine where this thing might bottom out. Well, our next level of support is at $50.62. Now what's interesting is that the last time we got a large drop from all-time highs, NIO dropped 26%. Well, a 26% drop from the current all-time high of $66.99 would be $49.57. That's only $1 away from the $50.62 support level. And since the current drop is mostly based upon overall market conditions, rather than anything particularly wrong with NIO, I have strong conviction that $50.62 will be the bottom. And so I'm going to set my buy-enter price to $56, my ideal buy-in price to $53.50, and my stop-loss price to $48. Next up is OEG. This is Orbital Energy, and they're a solar panel company. I wanted to give an update on OEG since it's down so much over the past 2 days. I just wanted to quickly let you know that I bought more OEG today, and here's why. We closed at a level of support today, so there's a chance that Thursday was the bottom. Now it might go down to the next level of support at $6.92, but I do not think OEG will drop all the way down to the lowest level of support at $5. So based upon that, I'm going to set a buy-enter price of $8.50 and a deal buy-in price of $7.75, and I'm also going to lower the stop-loss price slightly to $6.50. Next up is OZON. This is OZON Holdings, and they are the Russian version of Amazon. ZipTrader said this is looking pretty cheap, and he gave a $95 price target. This is a long-term hold for ZipTrader. Next up is PACE. This is a SPAC merging with Nerdy. Nerdy is an online tutoring service. As with most SPACs, this has a floor at around $10, so there is very little downside on this stock. My financial friends said this is at a really good price right now. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir, and they're a data analytics company. They have a lockup period that ends on Friday, so people have been holding off on buying this stock. So you'll probably get an excellent buying opportunity Friday near the end of the day. This is already very cheap, and I do expect Friday to be the bottom before it starts going back up. That said, I can see an inverse hammer that occurred today, which is a reversal sign, so Thursday might actually have been the bottom on PLTR. Now I know I had a stop loss at $23, but in this case, we know why the stock is going down, and it's a temporary sell-off. So you might want to remove your stop loss for Friday due to the expected high volatility, and then put your stop loss back on Monday. That way you don't get stopped out prematurely. Also, ZipTrader reiterated his $55 price target today. Next up is RIOT. This is a Bitcoin miner, and Larry Jones bought more RIOT today because of the dip. Larry Jones said he sold some of his MARA to buy more RIOT. Next up is SENS. This is Senseonics, and they're an implantable blood sugar glucose monitoring manufacturer. My financial friends said that if you've been waiting to buy SENS, you should get this on your radar and be prepared to buy soon. I will let you know that I bought more SENS today. Next up is SFTW. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with Black Sky. Black Sky is an Earth observation satellite company. My financial friend let us know about this merger announcement today. He called this the Palantir of space, and I think that's a decent analogy. They already have revenue, and they are expected to grow steadily but slowly. So if you choose to invest in SFTW, this should be a long-term hold for you. This is probably the lowest price that you'll be able to buy this company for pre-merger. So if you're interested in this company, I would recommend buying on Friday. If you want more information about Black Sky and the SFTW merger, I recommend you watch my financial friend's video that he uploaded Thursday evening. Next up is TELL. This is Tellurian, and they're a natural gas company. Chris Sain mentioned TELL today and said it's time to make a decision on what you do. If you bought this short term, you might want to sell and move your money into something else. If you bought this long term, you might want to continue holding. Now personally, I don't see anything concerning with TELL. It's still maintaining its upward trend line, so if you like this company, now is a great time to buy. I'll give you a buy-enter price of $4 and a deal buy-in price of $3.75 and a stop-loss price of $3.30. Next up is TLRY. This is TLRY, and they're an MMJ stock. ZipTrader let us know that TLRY had good earnings, but dropped today along with the rest of the market. I'm going to reiterate my buy-enter price of $30, my ideal buy-in price of $27, and my stop-loss price of $24. Next up is USWS. This is US Well Services, and they're a clean fracking company. Larry Jones bought more USWS today. Next up is VERU. This is VERU, and they're a pharmaceutical company. Larry Jones said he bought more VERU today, and he plans to buy more VERU on Friday. He said anything around $15 is a good price. The stock was down today because they announced a share offering. Share offerings are common for pharmaceutical companies, and this doesn't change the long-term outlook of VERU. Next up is VGAC. This is a SPAC founded by Sir Richard Branson, the owner of Virgin Galactic, ticker symbol SPCE. No merger target yet, but rumored to be merging with Virgin Orbit. Larry Jones sold all of his VGAC warrants today. Next up is WKHS. This is Workhorse, and they're an American commercial vehicle manufacturer getting into EVs. ZipTrader likes WKHS now that it has dipped. It is at its first support level right now, and it created an inverse hammer candlestick, which is bullish, so this might be the bottom for WKHS. Therefore, I'm going to give you a buy-under price of $32.50, an ideal buy-in price of $30, and a stop-loss price of $26. Also, ZipTrader gave a price target of $50. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what you are going to be buying on Friday. And if you guys want to get some free stocks, sign up for Webull through my links in the description below. When you sign up and deposit $100, they're going to give you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. And they're also going to give me a free stock. So it helps you out and it also helps the channel out. Finally, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. I hope you guys have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.